Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is the Monday before the Music City Open here in Nashville, Tennessee. Before we talk about that, I wanted to recap the Texas swing for you guys, as well as playing a nice little local course on the way. Hope you guys enjoy. Just wanted to quickly let you all know that my merch store is now live. You can find a lot of awesome designs, including the official 2025 Harry Chase Why Not Me Tour t-shirt, complete with my logo and an awesome design featuring all the places you can find me this year. There's styles for everybody, different colors, different options. And at the end of the day, if you're looking to support me, this is one of the best ways to do so. So check out the link right here or in the description. Appreciate the support from you guys in everything, and hope you enjoy the video. So this is Cane Ridge Park here, just outside of Nashville. It's actually very close to Mill Ridge, where we're playing the Music City Open. So look at that, pretty cool ad for that here, so everyone local should know. And we'll get right into it. 353 tunnel shot right off the rip. The weather's pretty crappy here today and things are pretty slick, so I'm just gonna try to keep things under control. That's why on hole one I'm going with my Harry Chase Glow FD. This hyzer flip FD shot I have barely really thrown on tour, so hopefully it's still feeling good. Flip a little bit. And that's what the hyzer flip will get you. Some skinny gaps. So I went down to Texas for the two Disc Golf Pro Tour events there, and honestly it was my first time in Texas. Had a really good time. The Texas vibes were nice. WACO really surprised me. You know, it's kind of an old-fashioned course, and it really did remind me of a lot of New England courses back home. And instantly from when I was there, I felt really comfortable on the track. We'll call it lucky or call it good, but those trees were pretty nice to me. I'll take this 20-footer to start. Nice. Consistency. My expectations are honestly pretty high going into WACO, and that's something I'll probably touch on a little bit later. But man, I just really felt like those putter shots in the woods played to my strengths. Felt like those open par fours played to my strengths. The only thing I was kind of worried about was the wind. And of course, it did end up being one of the windiest tournaments I've ever played. Now, being from New England, I feel like I get a really good mix of pro training. You know, I felt very prepared for most big tournaments I've played and big courses, but something about the wind, we just don't get it the way that other places, especially Texas, gets it. And putting in the wind especially has always been something that's been really difficult for me. And honestly, no matter how much I practice it, it really comes down to being comfortable with it in a tournament and executing it on the biggest stage. Pretty sweet chance to crush a drive here on hole 2. This tee pad is massive, it's like a stage. Come on, hold that. Oh. I ended up starting very slow round 1, but I was bogey free, just taking pars as I could get them. A few good scrambles too. And then I finally hit my breaking point in hole 12 when I took my first bogey of the round, and I was only 2 under coming out of the woods, when the wind was relatively calm in there, so that was definitely disappointing. It felt like I was way behind. And I believe I finished the round after a double bogey on 17 and a par on 18 to be at 3 under. I think I was around 68th place after round 1. Definitely felt like more of the same from Olympus, but I knew I had 2 more rounds to try to right the ship. Man, I thought this drive looked good, but I must have just clipped these trees. Try to scramble for our birdie. Get to 2 under. And a little bit of fade back. Okay. Long putt. This is definitely a tricky putt for me. I kind of have to switch up my stance a little bit. Putt it a bit more direct and flat. Give it a chance. Oh, close. I don't think I've ever seen a public course like this have big tee pads built up like this. This is really cool. Anyways, hole 3, I'm going back to the FD. 3 holes, 3 FD shots. Loving it. Yep. Oh, that is center. center cut. Had a pretty fun card for round 2 at Waco, and the wind, a lot of people were saying, was much worse and was much more harmful in the direction it was going, but it must have been the time that I teed off round 1, because I felt like it was the exact same wind. I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm not used to playing in wind, so even a little wind is a lot for me, and a lot of wind is still the same. But I honestly got into a pretty good groove. Played the woods holes well, played the open holes well. I think my only bogey of the round was on 17, which ended up just destroying me every round. But I finished with a 6 under. My first round above my rating all year on the Pro Tour, which was a sigh of relief, and actually put myself in a position to maybe play for some cash on Sunday. You're not gonna be able to see the basket, but it's up there about 250 from here. This course difficulty is awesome. It really reminds me of those B-tier courses in New England where 5-ish down is 1,000 rated difficulty, which I think is a really good spot for those local courses to test pros and up-and-comers. And it's equal parts fun and challenging. Still 2-shot hole. Needs to hold a little bit. Wow, I think I threw that about 240, but I'm still short. Now Sunday was the weird day because the wind completely disappeared. It felt like disc golf was a different sport again. You had to birdie everything, you had to go, go, go. And I started off pretty well, but I never got into a rhythm where I was getting consecutive birdies. It was always just a little off on the drive, a little off on the putt. And the putt especially, I think I probably hit the low right side of the basket for birdie maybe 14 times. I think 7 of them caught, and 7 of them didn't. It was always kind of like a 50-50 spot. So I don't think I really got any bad reactions. I just, on those project baskets, you want to hit center, and I was hitting right. So definitely a miss on my part, but I was really close to shooting a hot, hot, hot round. Instead, with 1 hole to go, I needed 1 birdie to make the cash. This is like the exact identical putt from the hole before. So hopefully we've learned something. Nope. We learned nothing. Almost did that time. Blind tee shot here on the 4th. It says 306, finishing slightly left, so I'm just gonna trust it. And hopefully your tee signs and distances are accurate. I mean, I think I was trying to get that a bit more left, but it did go 306, and then we did go slightly straight, so hopefully we have about a circle's edge putt. Hole 18, the 54th hole of the tournament, and I'm 1 stroke out of the cash. And I only put myself in this position because, once again, 17 completely destroyed me, and man, I just never play that hole well. Hole 18, I just needed a birdie, and I played my drive pretty safe every round, and this round was no different. I put it to about 50 feet, give myself a chance, and all I needed was to sink that putt. And here it is. Go! So yes, a triumph for me on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, my first ever Elite Series cash. Now honestly, I'm not super satisfied with just getting last cash, but hey, it's a step in the right direction. And honestly, more important to me than the cash itself was needing to birdie 18, leaving myself a 50-footer, and hitting it when it counted. So that confidence that it gave me was worth a lot more than the cash I got. So the tee sign was a little off, but honestly it kind of helped me out because this shot was completely dead straight, and if anything, finished a little bit right. So I'm about 25 feet here, short left, cash that birdie. There's a nice stroke. It's amazing what having an open putt can do. Hole 5 here, we have another blind uphill par 3, which I don't mind, but I'm sorry, it's probably not the best for the camera, so we'll just try to flex this FD3 through the gap, get ourselves a putt. I thought that was home free. I really did. Some touchy up shots can be really good to practice because for some reason everyone assumes that they're just good at them. But no, it's a skill just like anything else. About 190 feet. Playing that to the right side. Hill filters it down. Job well done. So moving on to Austin. First time in Austin, of course. And man, the city was definitely something that I knew I would like and definitely did. Went out to get barbecue, hung out at Zolker Park in Barton Springs. Got to experience the city a little bit for a day, but mostly just was relaxing and prepping for the tournament. It's a little bit left on here, but no wind, downhill. Should be automatic. How about a third just for good luck? Yeah. Hole 6 here is a par 4. Seems like you just want a placement shot off the tee, but the backhand angle like looks a little tough. You can't quite throw just something straight, so I'm gonna throw the Vanguard. Still play a pretty conservative shot. Hopefully just end up in the middle. Yep. Gosh, that shot right there has really elevated my game. So once again, just like every tournament this year at Austin, I happened to just start slow and not with any bogeys, not with really any missed putts. It was mostly just driving. Either on the par 3s, I would just leave myself with a 50-footer and be it obstructed or just hard to hit with the wind. Or on a par 4, I would lace the drive and just, you know, mess up a routine upshot, maybe from a spot I haven't practiced yet. But at Sprinkle Valley, the name of the game was keeping it control. I was able to do that for 15 holes. I was 5 under with 5 birdies. I don't think any of them were consecutive. Just chugging along, getting a positive score until we got to hole 16, which is funny because it's one of the easiest holes on the course. I was playing with Matty O. He went first, and the headwind actually caused him to throw a little bit of a throwler. And I kind of got scared. I chickened out, and instead of turning over my drive, I threw it flat and a little bit nose up, and the wind just took it straight out of bounds and kind of had my first adversity of the round. The annoying part is even from there, I should have been able to get up and down pretty easily, but I left it about 30 feet short. Straight headwind, putt I could have made, and I didn't. So I took my first bogey, ended up birdieing 17 to get back to 5 under, and then 18. 18 at Sprinkle Valley, a very controversial hole. I actually am a fan of it. Now, I don't know if it's the competitor in me that doesn't like to run away from a challenge, but you know, I never really saw anything wrong with the hole from a fundamental standpoint, at least for MPO. But man, I messed up the tee shot. I threw straight out of bounds right off the tee, which I talked to a lot of people. They never saw anybody else do that. Complete shank on my part. Ended up taking a 7 and finished the round at 3 under. So once again, you know, didn't completely shoot myself out of the tournament, but really did not give myself a head start behind the sticks going into round 2. This Vanguard play seemed to have worked nicely. Man, I would really honestly play a tournament at this course. This is sweet. I'm really loving it. Method up the hill. Straight through the gap, finish a little left. Ooh, it almost went in. Take a birdie. Round 2 at Sprinkle Valley, I honestly cannot describe. It was one of the weirdest rounds of disc golf I had ever played because at times I was playing the best I have all season, the best I've played in a tournament so far. I made some great putts, some great birdies, but I also did some of the worst, most egregious shanks ever. And at that point, I started to realize I had a little bit of a problem with my aiming, especially on flat and anhyzer shots through the woods, which, again, being from New England, I see a woods shot, I see hyzer. I want to hyzer flip everything. I want a hyzer to turn, hyzer to flat. But with these crosswinds in the woods, putting your disc on a hyzer, especially a flippy disc, is not smart. So I was trying to throw these flex shots to the woods, and man, I was struggling. How about that for a little park job? 3 under through 6. Sweet hole here for hole 7. From the parking lot. Nice little hyzer down to the left. Going with a tactic. Just missed the branches. Ooh, I don't think that was the right disc. After a weird stretch in the finishing holes and taking a 6 on hole 18, I ended up the round at 1 over and was 2 under through 2 rounds at Sprinkle Valley, which, man, I would have told you I would be 2 down through 2, not 2 down through 36 holes, so very disappointing stuff. But since it was windy and hole 18 played its tricks, I still had a chance to make the cut on Saturday at Harvey Pennick. Well, this would definitely make the highlight reel. I have a very skinny gap where I could maybe go with like a forehand putt, but I'm gonna try to hit this skinny gap because if I hit it, it could be in. Oh, I hit it and I was low. Nice. Hole 8 here is 240. It looks like a pretty simple hyzer hole. Although the way it shapes with the hillside, I would see a lot of good backhand players maybe still going forehand. But I'm not that guy. Go with a P1 here. Try to flip it up to flat so it lands soft. That seemed to do the job pretty good. Nice in the circle for birdie. Now the funny thing about being a relatively new player to the tour and being a 6-digit PDJ number is I always get one side or the other when it comes to my card matchups. I either get everybody with me that is young and pretty new to disc golf, or I get the other end of the spectrum, which is what I got at Harvey Pennick. I was 2 under, but I was the bottom of the 2 unders, and I played with a bunch of 1 unders who had very low PDJ numbers. So my card was me and the OGs. I had Paul Ulibarri, Greg Barsby, and Garrett Gerthy. And even though we were way down the leaderboard, we still had a gallery of about 35 people, which was really cool. Only brought 1 putter this time, because that's what I'm used to. I'm still trying to get used to being the 2-putter guy during the vlogs. And I still don't even know who told me that, but I don't know. Maybe it sticks around, maybe it doesn't. Nice. This is for you, 2-putter guy. We made it to hole 9. This will be the last hole of the video. I think this format works great for 9 holes. And what a 9th hole that we have. It's only 182 feet, 2 gaps to choose from, and man, I want to end on an ace for you guys. So I'm going the backhand gap. It's my most accurate. It's only 182. I'd normally throw a putter, but because of the way I want to hit that gap and crash into the basket, I think MD5 is the choice. And man, if I ace, you guys got to like this video, and of course subscribe if you haven't already. I hate to do the YouTube thing and ask for subscribers, but I just hit 1,000 subscribers recently, so thank you very much. Each and every one of you that's subscribed so far and watches my videos and comments, I read them, I reply, and come be a part of a growing community in disc golf. And we ace around here. Come on, 182. Imagine? No. It was a good run, not a great run. So to start round 3 at Harvey Pennick, gotta be honest, y'all, I was cooking. I knew I needed a hot round to make the cut. I felt really confident. And hole 1 really started things off because that hole can really either be a birdie or a bogey. I got a little bit lucky. I was just in bounds, short side, hit my birdie putt. I ended up throwing in from 140 feet on hole 6 for birdie, which is funny because I did it with my putter in a kind of a Barsby style way. And of course we had that crowd with us, so they went nuts. I ended up being 6 down through 12, which if you know anything about round 3 that day, the hot round, of course, Macbeth shot a 12 under, which is just disgusting. But the next best was a 7 under. And the thing about that course is different than Sprinkles. It's not like the end of the course is going to screw you. The end of the course is where you want to score. I actually talked to Yuli because I was at 8 under, and we decided that I would need to get to 9 to feel safe. I needed just 1 more birdie, and honestly, I didn't play it well because on hole 16, There's bunkers on the left. I got a little bit too aggressive. I tried to park the shot, ended up in a bunker about 50 feet away, missed the putt, and from there, it was an uphill battle. Didn't end up getting it done. Missed the cut in Austin. I definitely got frustrated during round 2. Made some mistakes, of course, in round 1. And, you know, wasn't completely in control of my game when I needed it most. And it ended up biting me down the stretch just a little bit too little, too late. I felt like at times I played the worst disc golf ever, and I still ended up finishing in the 50s. So, room to grow, excited for Nashville, and I'll have a bit more on my strategy and my kind of mental shifts later on. But for now, that's the Texas recap, y'all. And why not finish with one last birdie? We are 4 down right now. This would put us to 5 down through 9 holes. Birdieing more than half the holes. And since you guys stayed till the end, this putt and this birdie was dedicated to you. I'm sorry, I do still love you though. MD5 putt. Classic. That's a wrap for now. I will have a video kind of detailing some expectations going to Nashville, some mental switches, if you want to call it that. But mostly I'm just excited to be back out here and competing and doing what I love the most. For real, if you're a longtime viewer and helped me get to 1,000 subscribers, thank you so much. This is just the beginning though. It's Monday. Raining on and off. It's like 52 degrees. And I don't think a lot of people would be out here giving you the content you guys deserve. So if you're coming across this video, hopefully I earned a subscribe and a like from you guys today. Hopefully you guys stick around for the journey, and I'll keep providing the best quality tour content I can. Until next time, guys, see ya.